amor ya te escogió y tú tienes que dejarte llevar.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Gone Driving. In this week's video, I'm in the 2019 BMW X5 and I'll be going over a couple of features that I really like about this car and I'm going for a quick drive. If you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content, make sure you hit the subscribe button. First debuted in 2000, BMW has come a very long way with its iconic SUV. And while it was a hit at launch, it slowly became less and less popular as the years went by, until this car launched at the end of 2018. When this car launched, BMW did a complete turnaround. They added a whole new drive system, a whole new interior, and a whole plethora of options in terms of luxury and technology. With the redesign, the front of the X5 looks very muscular and very sporty, with the center of focus going right to that one massive kidney grille in the front. Another cool feature about that kidney grille is that they have active flaps inside of them, so they keep opening and closing based on how much airflow is needed into the car, as well as aerodynamics. And the new LED lights are extremely sharp and still carry that angel eyes look to them, but with a unique touch. And if you pay extra, just like in this car, you can get the BMW laser headlights, which shoot 200 meters more than conventional headlights. From the side, the X5 is definitely bigger and a lot bulkier than the last generation. It's got the definitive body lines while maintaining that taller SUV look, with the body frame currently sitting on optional 22-inch rims, but having said that, the X5 actually also comes standard with 19-inch rims. It's also got some vents on the side, but unfortunately these are simply for looks and they have no purpose for them. Moving on to the back, we've got these newly redesigned taillights that wrap to the side of the car, and they just look very sleek and sporty in my opinion. And then in the exhaust, we've got trapezoid shaped exhausts that are real. Yes, they are real, even though there's a lot of pumped in audio in this car, but more on that later. And lastly, the tailgate and liftgate are electronically powered, and I think it's truly an SUV defining moment when tailgate and liftgate can open separately. It simply screams adventure and off-roading. A cool feature about opening the tailgate is that it dips 1.2 inches to make sure that loading and offloading is that much easier. And in the trunk, there's 72 cubic feet of space after you fold the seats, which is one of the largest spaces in the SUV market. It's so much space that BMW offers third row optional seating if you want to get it, although I feel like if you were to add the third row seats, it would be a little tight. As soon as you enter the X5, you're welcomed by this fully digital gauge cluster, and I think it's a great concept that BMW has been doing in a lot of their other vehicles, and now they're doing it in the X5 as well. It's very easy to read, very easy to customize, and the same goes for the infotainment screen. It's a great screen size. It's got the newest BMW iDrive software, which is what BMW has been using for a couple of months now, and it's got Apple CarPlay. And all of that is controlled by the knob in the center console, but since the infotainment screen is touchscreen, you can use your fingers, and of course it's got the quirky and the very famous gesture controls, which I personally don't really find practical. However, it is a great thing to do when you want to entertain your passengers. In the center console area, there's a lot of buttons, there's a lot going on in general, but I really love that BMW has stuck with this style of center console for many years now, with just some small adjustments year over year. With this specific model having almost every single option, some of the more noticeable options really are the crystal shifter, which has got X5 embedded inside of it, just in case you forget which car you are in. It's also got the ability for you to adjust your driving modes right here. You've got your start stop engine button, adaptive damper controls, which we'll discuss when we go for a drive, and you've got your electronic handbrake, all easily accessible in the center console area. The list of options in the X5 can go on and on forever. You've got your massage seats, the remote start, you've got soft closing doors, acoustic windows to make the interior cabin quieter, wireless phone charging, heads-up display, and a Wi-Fi hotspot. And it doesn't stop there. The ambient lighting is powered through this small little LED tube that just runs through the whole car, and I think it just looks wonderful. And a cool feature is that the sunroof lights up as well. So it's a bunch of sparkles that are on the sunroof, and they match the color of your cabin. It's a very, very neat feature by BMW. And another cool thing is that the LED lights on the back door handles flash when the doors open, which is a very, very neat idea in terms of passenger safety. In the backseat area, there's plenty of space available for adults and children, and if you add the optional third row seating, you're easily fitting 6 to 7 people. The inside cabin is very nice, comfy, and it's got high quality materials with charging ports everywhere. And another cool thing is that the charging ports are USB-C, so nice way of being able to be thinking ahead. Now with all these cool, quirky features and functionalities out of the way, I think it's time that we go for a drive and just get to see how this car handles and overall feels. Alright, so currently driving the 2019 BMW X5 40i. So this is one of the two trims that are available for this car. This one right here produces 335 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque, powered by a 3-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. And let me tell you, it's enough. There is another one that produces over 500 horsepower, but this is just... I think it's enough. When you want to, speed up or pass around someone, I think this is just the right amount of power. It's got that nice exhaust from the back that obviously is pumped in a little bit, which I'm not a big fan of. However, that's just how BMW is, and you can't avoid that. But nonetheless, it's got a great amount of pickup for how big this car is. I think it's amazing. And then we're just gonna floor it here a little bit, and this is just in comfort mode. And it's got a very good pickup. So again, kudos to BMW for engineering this car, because it's not even an M car, and it feels very nimble, very easy to drive. And speaking of handling, for those that want, a sharper and a better handling feel, there is an optional package that you can get from BMW for this car, which is the active steering package, which is essentially 4-wheel turning. So when you're going at faster speeds, all 4 wheels will turn the same direction to maintain a longer wheelbase and ensure that the car is stable. But then when you're slowing down at tight corners, there is 4-wheel steering still kicking in. However, the wheels turn in opposite directions, so the front will obviously turn where you want to go, but the back wheels will turn in the opposite directions, and that is to make sure that you're able to turn precisely, and there's a shorter wheelbase really for the car. And we're gonna put into sport mode here, and keep in mind this is the M Sport package. It's got the M Sport package, so it is going to be a little louder from the inside, and it's got the Sport exhaust as well, but it picks up. I'm telling you right now, it definitely picks up and it gets going. So definitely a very good engine size to get. You don't need that xDrive 50i, and again, this is all-wheel drive, so obviously power is being distributed to all 4 wheels, which is part of the reason why this car gets going so fast. This car is also equipped with the optional air suspension, which essentially automatically adjusts the height of the X5 when you change your driving mode. So for example, you could be in sport mode and the car will be dipped a couple of, I would say 0.5 inches down to the ground, just so you have that amount of clearance height, but still you're able to enjoy the car as a sport vehicle. But also with the air suspension, you get this cloudy feeling, you get this feeling of absolute comfort. And again, it's supposed to just essentially damper any of the potholes or any bumps in the road to ensure that you have a more comfortable ride and a more pleasurable ride. As for the safety features, the X5 comes with a lot of great safety features. I think BMW paid great attention to that. In the standard X5, the base model with no optional packages, frontal and rear collision warnings are standard, blind spots are standard. For the optional package, you get your lane assist in this car, which I've been using a little bit, and it's very interesting because it's a little aggressive. It's on the aggressive side, but I guess that's to maintain and ensure that the driver is safe. With the lane assist, you get you can essentially have the car stay in its lane, and you don't have to put your hand onto the steering wheel. So I think it's a great option as long as you're obviously focused on the road. And also another feature is that it can automatically adjust your speed based on the distance in front of you or the speed limit posted in front of you. So again, there you go. There's a lane assist keeping me in my lane. Another cool safety feature is the extended traffic jam assistant. So with this feature, what you can do is you can take your hands fully off the steering wheel as long as you're paying attention to the road. And how this is tracked is by the camera in your gauge cluster. So it essentially makes sure your eyes are always paying attention to the road, and if they aren't, the car will slow down and ensure that you're still active, you're not sleeping, and all that sorts of stuff. So here are my final thoughts on the X5. If you're on the market for a car that handles great, picks up really well, and it's got great luxury features and technological features, this is the car for you. It's great for day-to-day driving, but it's also great for those long road trips. I mean, just the air suspension on this car, I could sit in this car all day and it wouldn't bother me whatsoever. That's just how great this car is, and that's how comfortable the X5 is, which is the reason why X5 is so popular and one of the best sellers for BMW. And with that, my review on the 2019 BMW X5 comes to a conclusion. If you enjoy watching this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And also, be sure to check us out on Instagram at Gone.Driving. We're going to be posting a lot of updates there, some automotive news, and other great things. So if you have a chance, be sure to follow us there as well. Besides that, I'll see you guys next week with a brand new video. Take care.